All right. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you here. Kat, you should see me now. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Monday. I'm doing fantastic. It's beautiful here in Colorado. Hopefully it's nice wherever you are. Felicia and Samuel, Mohammed, and everyone joining me. So thanks so much for hanging out. I'm actually going to talk about some experimental features that we're working on in Illustrator. So this should be pretty fun to show. So yeah, should be good. Yeah. So I guess we'll just kind of dive in. I want to be respectful of your time, but feel free to say hello in chat, hit share. Actually, that's what I'm going to do right now as well. Hit share. Share this with your friends. Mark, good to have you here. And let's dive into this. I'm going to switch screens here. All right, so let's dive in. Again, just new stuff. We're working on it. Things that we're working on. We all know how Illustrator works, right? So we have, of course, vector shapes. You know, we have paths here that we can go ahead and add points to. You get the idea. This is how Illustrator works today, which is fantastic. Honestly, I hardly want it any other way, right? So this gives us more flexibility than we'd expect, using basically vector shapes. All right, you know how this works. You get it. You've been doing this probably a while. I just have to mess with these graphics. I don't know why. I'm trying to make a leaf. There we go. Okay, so this is the way Illustrator works today. And this works great for, again, vector shapes. So we want to go beyond that, though. So what about raster images or bitmap images? Can Illustrator do more there? Okay, so that's why I'm going to show you these new features. So hello, Abilo, Steven, and Slawek, and Chiara. Hello. Awesome. Fantastic. So let's dive into this. So what if we could do more? So I'm gonna kind of show you basically some new features in Illustrator. Again, some of these new features you can see. Let's just go right here. Let me just show you where we're at here. Okay, so let me just launch this build. And you can see these tools off to the side. So this is what I want to show you, these experimental features. Okay, Nissa? Hopefully you'll like this. Okay? And like I said, talking all about, using raster images in Illustrator. So here is this panel, for instance, just grabbing an image. Let's just grab this, image like you would today. Okay? Just like that in Illustrator. So, but what if there's more you can do? So I'm thinking, okay, what about, really manipulating these pixels? Okay, so this is the idea. Using a tool like, let's see right here, let's grab the Smudge Tool. Again, these are new tools that we're thinking about adding to Illustrator. So I'm going to grab this Smudge Tool right here because I want to be able to push this around like I would in Illustrator. But again, these are pixels. So again, the Smudge Tool just allows me to kind of smudge these bitmap graphics is what I'm doing right now. Okay, so again, bitmap graphics, adding these tools, allowing you to manipulate bitmap images in Illustrator, right? Something like that. And that's all I'm doing is, again, just using this experimental tool, right? Using these raster images, manipulating these raster images with some of these tools in Illustrator. So again, all I'm doing is using this Smudge Tool, which is way cool, right? I like having this flexibility. Hopefully you do as well. So yes. Oh yeah, we can make this all the colors if we want to. But again, I'm just kind of smudging things around. As you can see, I might want to add a little bit more depth to it, but I'm just making this look kind of painterly. Again, let's grab maybe another tool. What do we want to do? Maybe we want to darken it. Maybe we want to sharpen it or burn it right in here. Let's select this burn, right? Again, these are, in Illustrator, these are bitmap images, right? And I'm just clicking right here and making this sort of maybe the branches, just adding more color depth is all I'm doing, right? Using this burn tool just like that on certain parts of this image, right? Making some parts darker, making this a little bit more dynamic to these bitmap images. Cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have. Dodge, right? We want to highlight certain parts. We can do that as well using this dodge tool. And again, these are like bitmap images, right? So again, going beyond vector. Giving you a number of these tools, quite frankly. Dodge, burn, sponge. Oop, going off the screen here. What about the spot healing brush tool? If we wanted to eliminate parts, right, we can do that as well. Kind of zooming in here. If we decided we even wanted to eliminate all of this, we can do that as well. So increasing the brush size, this is the spot healing brush. And there we have just eliminating pixels, you know, again. My specs on my Mac, it's, what is it? Late 2016, 16 gigs of RAM, and yeah, pretty standard. So that's all I'm doing. Keep in mind, by the way, these are pixels. So we said, hey, you wanna use pixels? You wanna bend to pixels? We'll allow you to do that. We now have the healing brush tool. What about even the clone stamp tool as well? What if we use that? Okay, so sampling this flower here, increasing the size, and putting that flower over there, as you can see, just like that. Okay, pretty easy. You get it, you got it. So, super easy to work with. Another thing we're looking at is like, what if we restructure the layers panel? Okay, so I'm going to show you this layers panel right here. Okay, so then again, just a new way of working. Let me see if I could show this to you. Get rid of some of these others. There we go. So again, what if we use this layers panel this way? And what if we add more capabilities to this layers panel? Why don't we add some additional features like adjustment layers? Okay, so right in here, let's go ahead and add, say, hue and saturation. There it is. Okay, there's the layer, and you guessed it. Do we have a new properties panel that we potentially use, right, to manipulate these various pixels as I change the color, right? You got it. You see what I'm doing? You see what's happening? So again, super easy to manipulate pixels. Again, in a vector program, that sounds kind of crazy, but again, do I actually, you know, go with this layers panel? So I'm going to kind of move that off to the side. You can see what it does. You can see you have a layer mask right here, and I can paint on that layer mask to kind of eliminate parts of that layer, and now we have multicolored flowers, as you can see. Right, it's pretty easy to work with, pretty intuitive, might be like other apps that you're used to, is the idea. So, yes. Hopefully you like it so far, just giving you all that flexibility that you need to make something awesome as I start to maybe even bring in some more images. And I'll kind of wrap up here soon, by the way. And again, this is all very experimental. Did I already close it? I might have. So let's open this back up. Let's grab some more flowers. Yes, drop that in here. There's some more flowers. Let's close that. Let's bring out this layers panel again. And maybe we'll just change the mode, for instance. But I'm just basically adding more to this project, as you can see. Dealing with these different layer blend modes. Guess what? Illustrator already has blend modes, so that's not new. But again, just kind of showing you what you can do manipulating pixels awesomely, right? Pretty squared away. So layers panel, new tools here. What about properties panel, right? Again, giving me those properties for whatever's selected, right? Having these adjustment layers as well, right? Very familiar looking, as you can see. Throwing maybe a color lookup table on there and changing it to, let's do Let's try edgy amber and see what happens there. So you get the idea. I'm just playing around. I am about done. Hopefully you like it. So much you could do in this experimental release of Illustrator. We keep adding more and more to it. We're kind of torn because we're like, should this be a separate app? I don't know. That just does like pixels, for instance, is our thought. So that's about it. Yeah, so that's what we're kind of torn with. Maybe you want this to be a separate app that just does more pixel-based content. That would be great. Open to your suggestions. Say things in chat, and you get it. You get what I'm trying to do. So thanks so much for watching, and a big thank you from me to you. Just saying I appreciate you, and happy to show you more, not only tips and tricks of new things, but really empowering you with new tips and tricks all day long. So thanks so much. You get it. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful April. Again, this is all experimental stuff. And we will be in touch. Feel free to send me a message. Love to hear from you. Have a beautiful day. Call your mom. Drink lots of water. Get a good night's sleep, too, for once, huh? How about that, huh? How about that? I know I need to. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you.